Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to week 6 of college football picks. We have a good week planned for you as always. But before we get into this, please be sure to hit that like and subscribe button for more college football content. I do enjoy posting it to all of you. This is my favorite video to make every week. I do like college football picks. I like discussing, what happened in college football. I think it's great. Now, to the top 10. I'm going to kind of go fast in this video. I feel like these videos drag on for a while, so I'm going to try to go faster. In the top 10, 4 of my top 10 teams lost. Ole Miss, Arkansas, Notre Dame, and Texas A&M. All lost. Or no, not Texas A&M. Oh, someone else lost. Who else lost? There was another team that lost. Ole Miss, Arkansas, Notre Dame. I don't know. It'll come back to me. With my... Oregon. Oregon also lost. So 4 top 10 teams losing. Oregon stayed in the top 10. Basically just because I feel like you got to keep them above Ohio State because they beat Ohio State. So Oregon's going to be penciled in at number 8. Ohio State is at 9. New to the top 10, BYU. They have 2 really good ranked wins over Arizona State. And who else did they beat? Utah. Arizona State beat UCLA. I hit that game. Georgia, Alabama, they stay at 1 and 2. Iowa moves up 1 spot because Oregon was at 3. Cincinnati moves up a spot after their big win against Notre Dame. Penn State and Oklahoma also move up spots. And new to the top 10 is Michigan. They keep winning. I'm not falling for the I'm starting to fall for the Michigan routine. They look really good. They keep beating some good teams. So Michigan, they're up at the top 10. On the cusp of making it, Michigan State, Oklahoma State. I think they'd be the next 2. Arkansas and Ole Miss are still really good, but I did end up dropping them out. So that's the top 10. Last week was my best week so far this year, 21-4. Some big upsets that I hit on. I hit Hawaii over Fresno State, 10.5-point underdogs. I hit that game. And Arizona State was like a big underdog against UCLA. I picked Arizona State, and they won that game pretty easily. So those are 2 big upsets that I did end up hitting on. I got all the feature games right, Georgia, Bama, and Cincinnati. I got pretty much all those games right. I think one of the... what was the game I got? I don't know. There was like one game that I got wrong that I shouldn't have. But anyway, let's get into the picks. Some of them are cropped off. I promise you, I'm going to get a computer soon. These videos will be better edited. Coastal Carolina and Arkansas State. Coastal Carolina also on the cusp of the top 10. Besides Georgia, they're the only team that's top 10 in points scored and top 10 in points allowed. I'll take them over the Red Wolves. Cincinnati, now they're looking at a playoff appearance possibly in the future if they can get their stuff together and not lose another game. Maybe a 1-loss. Maybe if Texas can knock off Oklahoma, that can help some things. So I'm going to take them over a struggling Temple team. Arizona State and Stanford. I'm going to say this is a low-scoring game for no reason other than I had barely enough room to put a score in there, so I just put 2 single-digit numbers. Disregard the score on this one. I'm going to take Arizona State to win this one at home. Maryland and Ohio State. Now, Maryland looked really good until they lost to Iowa, and I'll get to why I was really impressed by Iowa later, but I'm going to take Ohio State easy at home against Maryland. Maryland I thought they were good. They very much did not look good. Rutgers and Michigan State. I'm going to take Michigan State. Rutgers kind of had a rough last 2 weeks, losing close to Michigan at home, then getting close to Michigan on the road, and then they got blown out by Ohio State. I think Michigan State gives them a little bit more of the same. Ole Miss and Arkansas, 2 teams that just couldn't get it done against the 2 top teams in the land. I'm going to take Ole Miss. I think their offense looked a little bit better. I think Ole Miss looked better than Arkansas did. I do think Georgia's the best team in the country, and there's very few teams that can even score on Georgia's defense. So I'm going to take Ole Miss and Matt Corral. Florida and Vandy. I mean, Vandy, hey, they beat UConn. Congrats. There hasn't been a team that hasn't beaten UConn this year. I'll take... Give me Florida. Illinois and Wisconsin. I'm going to take Wisconsin. 2 disappointing Big Ten teams. One usually disappoints. One has just been pitiful this year. That's Wisconsin. Georgia and Auburn. This game, I think, will get ugly. Big rivals between Georgia and Auburn, and Georgia has the ability to beat them by 40 points, and I think they might just go ahead and do it. I know they beat LSU, but, I mean, this is an Auburn team that almost lost to Georgia State, so I'm going to take them. BYU and Boise State. Now, I think this is going to be a good game. I'm going to say this is a defensive affair. I'm going to say that points are going to be at a premium in this game. I think BYU is going to be able to eke out a win at home. Their home crowd's one of the most electric in college football. If you want to stay up till 2 in the morning to watch BYU, go ahead. You won't have your time wasted. They look just as good as they did last year, honestly. So I'll take BYU. Wake Forest and Syracuse. I'm going to take Wake Forest. Wake Forest, are they the best team in the ACC? God, who knows? ACC is pitiful, but they're, I think, the only undefeated team remaining, Wake Forest. So we'll see how long they can keep it up for. Easy opponent in Syracuse. They should be able to win. SMU and Navy, the Ponies look really good. I'm going to take them over the Midshipmen. Michigan and Nebraska. I mean, Nebraska is just a reoccurring joke at this point. They're just not a good team at all. Michigan should be able to beat them. Virginia Tech and Notre Dame. Notre Dame coming off a rough loss to Cincinnati. Now they got to go on the road to Blacksburg. I think Virginia Tech's going to get them with that electric home crowd. They could run the ball really well, too. They upset North Carolina earlier in the year. I think they do it again. Give me the Hokies. Kentucky, man. Who would have thought Kentucky would be competing for the SEC East? There are 3 undefeated teams, Georgia, Alabama, and Kentucky. That just doesn't look right. And I think they'll beat LSU. LSU has looked bad this year. Lost to a not great UCLA team. And then they lost to, who else did they lost to Auburn. Give me Kentucky at home. Nah, this game disappoints me. The fact that I had this game circled as the game of the year, game of the century, who's going to win the SEC West, the up-and-coming A&M Aggies or the traditional powerhouse in Alabama, I said A&M's going to win this game. They're going to win the SEC West, and I was going to be right. I was going to prove everyone wrong. But no, Texas A&M had to lose to Arkansas. Okay, Arkansas didn't look like that bad of a team. Then you lost to Mississippi State last week. God, just an embarrassment. Texas A&M has just done nothing this year, and you're about to get boat raced by Alabama. I'm very disappointed in you, Texas A&M. I am the utmost of disappointed. San Diego State, New Mexico. San Diego State's ranked. I'll take them. West Virginia and Baylor, I think this is low scoring. West Virginia's got a great defense. I think they score just enough points to win. Florida State, North Carolina. You know what? Congrats to Florida State. You finally won a game. I didn't think you'd be able to do it, besides maybe when you played UMass, and we'll get to UMass later. But I think that you're going to lose North Carolina. Wyoming, they're undefeated. Check the Cowboys out in your Mountain West standings. They take on Air Force. This is going to be a really good game. Sneaky good game here. I'm going to take Wyoming. USC and Utah. I'm going to take Utah at home. I mean, USC, they don't know what the hell they're doing. And now, this is the real game of the century. 0-6, 0-5 UConn travels to 0-6 UMass. Yes, these New England teams, they really know how to play football. Both these teams have been blown out in pretty much every single game. Both have lost to some bad teams, some really, really bad teams. This is pretty much the game for who's the worst team in college football. Now, most people think it's UConn. I mean, everyone's talking about how bad UConn is. UMass might be worse, man. This is a toilet bowl of epic proportions. I had to put it on the board. I'm going to say UConn wins 3-0. That is my final score. 3-0. That is my score prediction. These are just 2 awful, horrible, pitiful teams. I'm going to take UConn, though. I think UMass might be slightly worse than UConn. All right, featured game time. The Red River rivalry between Oklahoma and Texas. I have not been impressed with Oklahoma. I just haven't. Spencer Rattler has been really unimpressive. They've barely beaten some subpar Big 12 competition, and this will be their biggest test all year. Now, Texas didn't look great to start the year, got killed by Arkansas, but then they took out that Hudson Card quarterback character. I mean, he was horrible. They put in Casey Thompson, and they look like a completely new team. What did they drop, 60, 70 points on Texas Tech? beat TCU last week. I mean, they've been looking a lot better than Oklahoma has. I think they're going to come out with a hunger and intensity, and I think they've been playing a little bit better with this new quarterback, Casey Thompson. I think they upset Oklahoma in the Red River rivalry. I'm going to take the Longhorns. And lastly, two top 5 teams square down in Iowa City as the Hawkeyes host the Nittany Lions. Now, both these teams look very impressive. Penn State has some great ranked wins. So does Iowa. These look like the 2 best teams in the Big Ten. Possibly a Big Ten championship preview here at Kinnick. It's going to be a bloodbath. I think hard-nosed Big Ten football where points are hard to come by. I think the home crowd and the Hawkeyes eke it out barely. I mean, I was really impressed with Iowa because I thought Maryland was a really good team. They were, 4-0, 5-0. They looked really good. Blackout Friday game in a ruckus environment, and Iowa I mean, it wasn't even close. They blew them out of the water. So I'm definitely thinking this is going to be a great game between 2 great teams. I think Iowa wins a close one. But I hope you guys enjoyed these picks. I'll see you possibly tonight for an NL wildcard stream. We'll see about that. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.